For the first time in U.S. history, 6 women stood on a national platform campaigning to be our next president. That momentum of women wanting to take on political roles continued in Louisiana. 26 women were elected to the Louisiana legislature in November, the largest number to serve at the same time. But today, men still dominate. Welcome to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This is the state capital where all of the decisions are made. And what we saw here in our state was what was happening on a national level. More women than ever before were running in the legislature, but not many of them won. Of 39 Louisiana senators, 6 of them are women. And in the House, there are 20 women compared to 85 men.
That's very discouraging. We saw a number of women who were empowered to run, that wanted to address issues that are important, not only to women, but issues that are important to Louisiana and to offer a different perspective. And some of them won, but a majority of them did not.
Lobbyist Marquis Pierre has worked in the Louisiana legislature for 21 years. She thinks the disconnect is in the location and culture.
It really depends on where you are and the dynamics of the communities that you're in. And some are more prone to elect men.
And then there's the topics some women in Louisiana may not talk about openly for fear of going against the status quo.
But those sexual innuendos, do they still exist in 2020?
Absolutely they do. I think that there is a more awareness of these issues specifically, but they absolutely exist. And there are things that we have to overcome.
Tammy Phelps is a freshman member of the Louisiana House. Her Shreveport district has a history of women in service. She replaced former Representative Barbara Norton. Phelps didn't at first consider gender, but once in office, she noticed.
I was quite stunned. I really thought it was a little bit more. But I think one of the bigger challenges, if I was asked that question, was just being respected. I mean, you really have to earn your respect.
And respect is something she's gained, but like anyone new to the political arena, it came with time.
Not just talking, but knowing what you're talking about.
You feel like they're really looking at you almost a little bit harder sometimes than the men?
Could be. Could be. And again, I think just who I am, that it just happens to be, hey, I know I'm a person, I know I'm a female. Doesn't really matter where that comes from. I just know the substance of the things that I say matter.
And in the conservative southern region of Louisiana, another woman breaks barriers. In 2015, Stephanie Hilferty was the first female elected from her district to the Louisiana House. She never felt her gender ever put her at a disadvantage.
And I will say this, I actually received a tremendous amount of support from the representatives in this chamber. They were incredibly supportive. And
Democrats and Republicans?
Yes, Democrats, Republicans.
At a state level, Hilferty says party politics in Louisiana aren't as polarizing as the rest of the country. Most people are willing to work together for their communities. But when it comes to why more men than women are elected in Louisiana, party affiliation might matter.
You see relatively fewer women in the Louisiana legislature because, as true nationally, disproportionately they run as Democrats. Here, female Republican legislative candidates were twice as likely to win than Democrats in 2019.
And while more and more women are gaining a stronger political footing, the women we talked with agree more work is needed throughout the state.
Until we begin to have courageous conversations, things are not going to change. And I'm excited about seeing that opportunity to see more women at the table to talk about things that are important and not afraid to have that courageous dialogue.